I am so excited to talk about this because Acotar is one of my favorite book series. Quick disclaimer, this is just my opinion. I understand if you have different views for the places, but I would love to hear your opinions below. First, let's start with the Spring Court. In the books, the Spring Court is described as a land of eternal spring filled with blooming flowers, lush meadows, and gentle streams. It is a land of rolling hills, lush forests, and clear bottomless lakes. To the south, it borders the Wall and the Mortal Realm, and to the north, the Summer and the Autumn Court. It boasts no cities, but there is a large village located close to the High Lord's estate, less than 5 miles away. The reason why I chose the Isle of Skye in Scotland is mostly because of the vibe. When you're there, you can feel the rugged landscapes, the verdant hills, and it creates a mystical atmosphere which, in my opinion, perfectly captures the essence of the Spring Court. It is very dramatic, the scenery, but mostly I chose it because of the fairy pools, which remind me of the Pool of Starlight, I believe it was. It's not just some beautiful crystal clear waters that you can find on the Isle, and I couldn't find perfect footage of the blooming flowers, but the spring here is absolutely stunning. Now let's move on to the Autumn Court, which is my favorite court and the one I would belong to. The woods of the Autumn Court are described like a jewelry box, a lady's work of red, gold, brown, and green. The colors are so vivid that it's hard not to gawk and gape. Surrounding the forests of the Autumn Court are farmlands and fields inhabited by the lesser fairies who work the land. It is a land of fertile valleys and jade streams that end in steep foothills that leaped into gray, snow-capped mountains that mark the start of the shared range with the Winter Court to the north. It limits to the west with the Summer Court and to the south with the Spring Court. For the Autumn Court, I decided on New England in the US, specifically Vermont. During fall, Vermont is a symphony of colors, with forests transforming into a breathtaking mosaic of reds, oranges, and yellows. The crisp air and cozy atmosphere perfectly capture the essence of this court. It is also known for its charming small towns and harvest festivals. Vermont mirrors the court's themes of transformation and abundance, offering a picturesque setting that feels like stepping into a world of perpetual autumn. Following into the seasonal courts, let's now go to winter. For the Winter Court, it is described as a land of towering, exquisite palaces, full of roaring hearths, and it's decked in evergreens. Carved sleighs are the court's preferred method of transport, hauled by reindeers whose blade hoofs are ideal for ice and snow. The Winter Court's forces are well trained, but they often rely on the great white bears that stalk the realm for any unwanted visitors. The army includes these white bears, which wore armor during times of war and used white foxes as courtiers, the foxes carrying messages strapped to their embroidered vests. I decided on St. Petersburg in Russia because it is known for its grand palaces, snow-covered streets, and icy canals that capture the majestic beauty of the Winter Court. This city's winter scenes are like a fairy tale, with frost glistening on the historical architecture and the serene stillness of the Neva River. The elegance and grandeur of St. Petersburg reflects the Winter Court's majestic and chilling beauty. Now, moving on to our last seasonal court, we have the Summer Court. The Summer Court is a realm of perpetual sunshine, golden beaches, and clear turquoise waters. It is a place of vibrancy, celebration, and abundant life. It is bordered to the south by the Spring Court, its eastern border is the Autumn, and the northern border is the Winter Court. It boasts 4 cities, one of which is the city of Adriata, where the High Lord of Summer spends the last weeks of winter and first weeks of spring. It is a palace built atop a mountain island in the heart of a half-moon bay. This city circles the island on 3 sides and spreads towards the sparkling sea. I imagine each of the 4 cities as different Caribbean islands, but Adriata as Aruba. Aruba, with its pristine beaches, vibrant coral reefs, and sunny weather, embodies the spirit of the Summer Court. are solar courts. Beginning with the day court. The day court is a realm of bright, unending daylight, knowledge, and clarity. It had 1,000 libraries that were personally looted by Amarantha, and the day court has been responsible for archiving Prythian's history and knowledge of magic for centuries. The day court is known for its immense basin of knowledge and its people for their gift of inventing. For the real-life inspiration, I chose Alexandria, Egypt. Alexandria has a rich history and legacy as a center of knowledge. It mirrors the intellectual and enlightened spirit of the day court. The ancient city, once home to the legendary Library of Alexandria, symbolizes the pursuit of wisdom and clarity. The bright, sunlit environment of Alexandria reflects the unending daylight of the day court, making it, in my opinion, a fitting, real-life counterpart to this realm of light and enlightenment. Now moving on to the night court. The night court is a place of mystery, starry skies, and hidden wonders. It is known for its beauty, secrecy, and the sense of freedom it offers. The night court is a mountainous court located at the northernmost region of Prythian and boasts the largest amount of territory out of all the courts. The night court is bordered to the south by the day court. Though it is called the night court, it does follow the cycle of day and night as every solar court does. However, the night court's nights are more breathtaking than those of any other court. Many citizens of the night court consider it to be divided into two sub-courts: the Court of Nightmares, which is given the name of the Hoon City. It is a violent place with individuals who follow their own morals and those who disagreed with Ryzen's rule. This side of the night court is known by the rest of the world. However, the secret side of the night court is the Court of Dreams. But before diving into the Court of Dreams, I would put the Alps as the night court because they both feature stunning, majestic landscapes with towering mountains, serene beauty and tranquility and isolation. The Alps being the biggest mountain range in Europe, add the grandeur and awe-inspiring nature similar to the night court's enchanted scenery. Now, moving on to Velaris itself, I would choose a place in the Alps, which would be Saint Moritz. Saint Moritz in the French Alps is known for its stunning winter scenery, clear night skies, and luxurious yet secluded ambiance. The town's hidden valleys and majestic mountains create an atmosphere of mystery and beauty, much like the night court. With its starry nights and sense of elegance, Saint Moritz perfectly captures the enchanting allure and hidden wonders of Velaris, the city of starlight. Velaris is built like a cross atop rolling steep hills. The hills are flanked by a broad winding river, the color of the deepest sapphire, the Cedar River, that snakes across the landscape into the sea. The city's buildings are crafted out of white marble, warm sandstone, and the same redstone of the flat-topped mountains that can be found on the northern edge of the city. Many quarters of Velaris are full of townhouses with green copper roofs and white chimneys. Many shops can be found with delicate tables and chairs scattered outside their cheery fronts. It has 4 market squares, called palaces, 2 on the southern side of the Cedar River and 2 on the northern side. We know the name of only 3 of the 4 squares: the Palace of Thread and Jewels and the Palace of Bone and Salt, that sell respectively jewels and food and are positioned on the southern side of the Cedar River, and the Palace of Hoof and Leaf, positioned on the northern side, and twin square to the Palace of Bone and Salt. They are white stone squares flanked by Tehran pillars supporting the carved and painted buildings that watch over them. But what Velaris is most known for is its artist square, called the Rainbow of Velaris, home of performing artists like musicians, dancers, and actors. It is a brightly painted pocket of the city, built atop one of the hills, that flowed right to the river's edge. In the Rainbow of Velaris, there are around 100 galleries, supply stores, potters' compounds, sculpture gardens, and anything in between. In this quarter, there is a building with a golden top, the most famous of the 5 main theaters. Our last court is the Dawn Court. The Dawn Court on the north by the Day Court and to the south by Under the Mountain and the Winter Court. Its sky is cobalt and tinged by the rose remnants of sunrise, long into the day, the edges of soft clouds gilt with golden sunlight. The air has lingering dewy freshness in the air. It is a lush, eternal countryside, rich with the weight of summer upon it. Dawn's territory is set in small cities that specialize in tinkering, clockwork, healing magic, and clever things. The towns were red roofed villages with sparkling rivers. For the real life inspiration, I imagined somewhere in Polynesia, and I decided on Samoa because it is one of the first places on Earth to witness the dawn of a new day. The island's tranquil mornings and breathtaking sunrises over the Pacific Ocean perfectly capture the essence of the dawn court, in my opinion. The serene beauty and sense of renewal in Samoa reflect the court's promise of new beginnings, making it an ideal inspiration for this eternal realm. Now, what do you think? Do you agree with my vision, or did you imagine the courts as different?